Yeah, nobody.
Well, midnight headlight, blindly on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down and making no
time. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rideshare Gig App Worker Everything Rodeo. We got Gary back. I see that. Who else do we have in here too? Because let's see, we got Traveler, we got J Twist, Bubba Sue, Blue Wow Elf, and you added a J to that. That's weird because you were Blue Wow Elf, and I remember I was trying to figure out your handle, but okay. Yeah, late as usual. Gary said that too. You know, really, we've been on time every week without Gary.
Well, considering you control the damn button, that's your problem, not mine.
You guys, we were just playing with some things backstage.
Well, tell them what we was really doing. We was trying to figure out if
rolling dice ladies,
for money. We was trying to figure out that ladies knew exactly where they lived, and apparently they do not.
Yeah,
I know where I live.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's put it up real quick.
I fully know where I live.
I can't. I didn't remove all the people because we were all set. But I said, "Hey, Cheyenne, there's Montreal," and she's like, "No, it's not." But first, I showed her this one. I'm like, "Here's Montreal." She's like, "No, that's not Montreal."
That's weird.
That. By the way, guys, that's where she lives. Is here.
I'm on the outskirts, but yes. Yes.
She's like, "I'm not in the ghetto."
No, that's the city.
And this is where Acacia lives, or maybe actually hers was a maybe too. Maybe it might be her city. She doesn't know.
A lot of them look the same.
They all have churches.
We got Tom's.
Yeah.
We got Tom's City, and then I don't have one for Gary. I'd probably just pull up a tumbleweed or something.
Tumbleweed. No, we have the Devon Tower, dumbass.
You also have the plaque for the explosion too, right?
Yeah, the memorial bombing. Yes. In fact, it's actually a clock.
So I need to say this real quick before moving on at all. Gary used to dog my ass about Curry, like big time. He used to be like, "Dude, Curry sucks. I see like one a year, blah, blah, blah." And other people were like this too. I'm not.
Curry still sucks.
Well, I mean, you're doing them now and you weren't before.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think the big difference is I only do the ones that are cargo van and SUV. And I think the reason, because if they list it as a car, regular rideshare people and regular delivery people take them and they lowball them. And so I can't take those. Sorry, I'm not doing a Curry run for 75 cents a mile. I'm not going to. Yeah, so they go super fast. Right, but there's still not a lot of offers. I mean, in a week I'll probably see, I don't know, 5 offers maybe in a week.
That's 5 more than you saw in a week last year.
Yeah. I mean, they're expanding a little bit, but it's all paint. It's still the same exact company. It's all paint. It's all it is.
I just actually typed that out too.
But yes, I did have that banger yesterday. I did have a banger yesterday.
It wasn't even about Curry, dude. It wasn't even about the money or anything. It was that Curry. I've done a lot of multi-state runs. Gary got one, had a multi-state run going to Wichita, Kansas or whatever. Yeah. And right after he told me, I was like, "Sweet, dude. Awesome." He did that, made his money, came back. But while he was gone, I see this and I'm like, damn. And you guys, it's like 50 seconds, but watch this.
Tonight, the alarming scene on Interstate 59 in Mississippi. A truck carrying research monkeys, possibly infected from hepatitis to COVID, crashing on the highway. Here's Mola Lengi.
Tonight, the urgent search for dangerous research monkeys that escaped from the wreckage of a crash on a Mississippi highway.
We got 21 monkeys that was on this, got 5 of them on the run.
Video showing several monkeys crawling in the grass. Heavily armed officers responding to the scene. Authorities say a truck carrying nearly 24 rhesus monkeys from Tulane University overturned on Interstate 59 in Jasper County.
Here's one of the monkeys right here. There's one sitting right there.
At least 6 monkeys escaping. Officials warning they might be aggressive towards people and were potentially infected with hepatitis C herpes, and COVID.
They may have to neutralize something out here in a minute.
And late today, police confirming all but one of the escaped monkeys had been euthanized for public safety reasons, adding they're still actively searching for that one monkey still on the loose. Well, David, the monkeys that did not...
Is that not... this might date some of you guys, but is that not the exact way Outbreak started?
That's right. Exactly.
I mean the movie. I don't think it was done because a truck tipped over. It was like somebody black marketing them before the internet. But
Right.
my point is, it was one monkey, and this is a pissed off monkey too. They've given him all these diseases. He's walking around with Hep C and whatever else they gave him, and COVID. And they're like, you suck. They probably make him smoke cigarettes. And now he's out, and he's like, fuck this. And I did at first I thought it was in your state. I always get confused in that.
I know you
region.
text me, you said watch out for the monkeys on the highway. I'm like, does this dude not own a map?
So I called that little piece right there, it's called Gary Curry and the Monkey.
It's nowhere near me.
But they still haven't found him, by the way.
Check
That's
your closet.
I mean, because you heard him say we're out here with whatever he said, heavy artillery or I'm like, you can tell they're looking. I was waiting, like when he's looking at the one monkey and he's like, there's one right there. I was like kind of waiting for like from the side it gets shot by another guy. And he's like, oh yeah.
I mean, I think legally, unless they have to, I don't think they can, because I think they're like lab assets and stuff. I think they need to be returned to where they came from.
Yeah,
Well, they said that they euthanized them, didn't they?
Well, I want to know why they're in a because I mean, I know I've seen it in the movies, but I also know these exist. Maybe it's out of their budget. I don't know. But for research animals, they have like a boat latch that goes from the top with a ladder down, and they're not supposed to just have them in semi backs when they're moving things with diseases and whatnot. And this was going from the University of Tulane or from one of those New Orleans area colleges. So I was like, dude, why is it just in the back of a semi? And why are they scattered all over the road? Like, this is why you have that latch top thing. They're supposed to be contained in there if it does spill and spin and everything. Cheyenne probably knows more about all this than any of us because her man works in this field. Like he deals with trains going.
Yeah, they have so many locks on different things that they have to make sure that they close off because you don't want to lose someone's shipment, right?
No, but it's like, I don't know. It's like seeing nuclear waste in the back of barrels spilling out the top. Like,
well,
I'm not talking about like a midnight run in the Nevada
or
in the New Mexico desert. I'm talking about like legit truckers taking stuff. But I mean, like, I don't know.
Aren't things like that supposed to be federally, like, not legislated, but because I know over here for anything like that, anything that you're transporting like that, like the federal government has to be involved. So,
oh yeah,
isn't there something like that over there?
Yeah, I mean, like here in Colorado, we have the tunnels that take you through the Continental Divide and put you into Summit County coming from the Front Range, and they're long, and no toxic anything can go through there. So they actually built the Loveland Pass, which a lot of other people. Yeah, well, I mean, it's dangerous.
I know. I've had to take a semi around it.
I mean, that's where I do a lot of backcountry snowboarding stuff, though, too. So it's beautiful up there and stuff, but that's where all the toxic trucks have to go.
Somebody's like, they were Fauci's pets.
I just found it crazy that one is still loose. You know,
there's always got to be one.
That's the one that when the container broke open, they said bye.
People have to be afraid of something. We like ran out of things to be scared of, so release the herpes monkeys. Like it's just the next murder hornets.
They got more than what else did they get? Hep C,
Hep COVID, and
Hep C. Yeah, I think they should just go ahead and build a wall around Mississippi until they find that one monkey.
That things will get worse before they get better.
and then I will disappear. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know who that was.
It was Fauci.
That was Fauci.
I know who it was, dude. I was trying to like clear myself.
Oh, and can I just
guys,
say
one
how
other thing.
great? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was just saying, can I say how great the Southern accents were in that video as well? Oh, there's one right there. Yep, that made it so much better.
You got a
But
problem
can you
with the
imagine if that driver had been one of the people that don't speak English?
Oh no.
Like all the
Not
CDL
good luck.
drivers right now that are like dealing with not speaking English and getting just
Right.
harassed for everything. So
Mhm.
I mean, you know, like whatever your views are on that, that's not even what that's about. My point was,
Yeah.
But so yeah, and thank you again, Christopher. I appreciate that. But the other thing, next Tuesday is voting for Virginia. Not much at stake for gig workers at this time. New Jersey, everything at stake. Everything. Even for traditional independent contractors, everything's at stake. New Jersey, get out and vote. And I don't know if everybody up here feels that way, but vote with your pocketbook. You know, I know that sometimes you might want to go, I don't vote left, or I don't vote right, or I don't vote with your pocketbook on this one. I'm telling you, especially if you're an independent contractor, because the opposite side isn't about minimizing it, it's about ending it. And I've been dealing with a lot of people for this for weeks. Yeah, there's Bubba Sue. Get your vote out. And I mean, get the vote out. It's also getting closer. It wasn't looking as close, so get it out. I will Bubba Sue, I don't want to say it, but if you want to put it in the chat, who you think you should vote for, that would be great. Because there's two people running. I mean, there's a lot of things to vote on there. I don't know what their other proposals and things are, but the big one is who's going to be governor. It's a 2-term limit state, and the governor in place right now, Murphy, is out, so he can't rerun. So it's 2 new people, and the way you vote decides if independent contractors are able to work, or if they face a new ABC, a 6-prong ABC test that is harder than California's. As Kim Cavan said, it will make California look like a joke how fast independent contractor ended.
I already can't take New Jersey seriously. I was there recently on a trip to a wedding, and I was looking for a gas station that wasn't full service. And then I realized, I'm in the state where that's illegal to pump your own gas.
Yep.
And I was like, New Jersey's a giant joke.
And you can't make a left-hand turn.
So you hate
Really?
Oregon too.
Is it like that there too?
They're the only 2 states.
Damn, never been there.
And some people really like the fact that they don't have to pump their own gas.
Well, during
Yeah,
winter,
you
I'm
have a
okay
choice.
with it.
You should have a choice. It shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah,
It's
there it
literally
is, Bubba
illegal.
Sue. Thank you. That's what you do. If you are confused and you're like, dude, I'm not really sure who that is, I should vote for, though. If you want to be an independent contractor and your own boss, vote for who Bubba Sue put. I'm just saying.
No.
That is who needs to win. The other party has said in every way. It's not even like they're beating around the bush. They're gonna grenade it all. So,
there is a bench warrant for my arrest in New Jersey, by the way.
Why?
Failure to appear.
Luckily, if
Pumping his
it's
own
just a bench
gas.
warrant, just don't go back.
I was on a hill, and I put on my brakes. It was icy, and I slid through the intersection because of the ice on the road, and the cop wrote me a ticket for running a red light.
Oh.
And I told him, I said, I don't even live in this state. I'm never coming back to this state. So do what you want to. And I never paid, never went to court, never did anything with it. So I got a letter.
He's got like a 30-year bench warrant.
That's crazy. I thought you were going to say it was for pumping your own gas. So I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that is another weird thing, guys. Why in Oregon and New Jersey do they, like, the surrounding states of both, and then those states have the same gas prices? How is it the same gas price if you have to pay a guy to pump it?
Yeah. And then they like
What
expect
the hell's
tip.
going on, dude? Like, I would move to any state touching New Jersey and say I'm going to make twice as much because I don't need to have a pumper.
Yeah,
Bumper.
that too. Pumper. They're also, there's the guy, they're super fucking rude too. They're not gentle with the cars and they're not very polite. I think some of them are probably just a little fed up, but yeah.
Okay, guys, as you came in, I'm sure you saw that the main story we'll be going through here in just shortly is this DoorDash thing. I have a lot of views on this because I know a lot of other things going on with this too. But there is a poll up. I don't see it right now. I do have this up. I think it's still up there. So please vote on that. I want to see how that comes out. But I do want to. We got a couple things first to hit on. So this is the big story. We're gonna talk about those. You guys should stick around because I want to know your thoughts on parts. Is that this DoorDash Dash Now? I'm not saying it's good or bad. I know what it is, but we'll talk about it. But so first, I wanted Tom to because we've been covering the W-2 market too, as we need to, because when people are like all the pay is down on all the apps, yeah, is it 600,000 laid off, or is the pay down? And I'm not fighting for the apps. I'm just saying you got to give them a little bit, and not at all. And they're lying about transparency and all those kind of things. But I'm saying at least it's an opportunity. And if you put a lot of opportunities together, but I mean, there is a lot of people. And after I asked him if he'd talk about this, I started looking into other things, and there's a lot of other corporations this week that made statements. I have a video, but hopefully we don't need to get to it. It's 3.5 minutes. But Tom, I don't know what I sent you ranges because we knew what it was, but even by the end of the week, it was supposed to be the other number. I know it was 150,000 in the warehouses and up to 600,000 before the end of the month. What do you know about all this stuff?
Well, where we are right now, and first of all, I find it interesting that you chose me to discuss this because not positive, but I think I'm the only one on the panel that has actually laid off thousands of people before.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
As an IT executive, that is something that I was forced to do more than once. I'll tell you the funny story. No, I'll say the funny story for a little bit. Layoffs in the corporate world, and so this isn't the blue collar workers. These are the white collar workers at General Motors, 1,700, Paramount, 2,000, Amazon, depends on which number you want to look at when they're talking about it. Right now it's 14,000. UPS says they're going to drop 48,000. Target, 1,800 corporate jobs. Nestle, 16,000. Lufthansa, Noble, ConocoPhillips, where I used to do consulting, dropping between 2,600 and 3,200. Intel, they haven't given their number yet. They said it's going to be a lot. So we don't really know. They're going to announce that next couple of weeks. Microsoft, 9,000 positions. Procter & Gamble, 7,000 positions. What I find interesting about this, though, Steve, is a lot of these companies have been throwing in, because we're making massive investments in AI.
Yeah.
The truth is, this has nothing to do with AI.
Yeah.
That is the excuse that they're using. And a few of the links that you shared with me, they actually will admit that some of the CEOs are like, yeah, I don't know.
You know what, Tom, you know how I do it. And that's why I sent you like 5 or 6 ones that I watched, because I was like, these don't sync. So I'm going to let Tom watch them and see.
Yeah. So, AI, look, part of the high-tech world that I lived in, and now I started to say graduated from, retired from, is that, this is part of the cycle, okay? And all the numbers I just read, the largest number of all of those was like 10%. Okay. And you go to any company that has 150,000 employees, 100,000 employees, whatever, getting rid of 10% You ought to be doing that every year anyway. Yeah, just because after a year, you're going to have a lot of employees who just aren't making it. And I hate doing layoffs. I hate it more than anything. It's awful. Because if I fire somebody, it doesn't bother me, because if you get fired, it's because you did something like stole from my customer or something like that. Okay. I fired you and I don't have any trouble sleeping that night. When I lay people off, it's because they just happen to be sitting in the wrong seat at the wrong time, where I had to make a budget cut and it didn't work out well for them. So the funny story is, I one day, this was in 2002, and I called several different employees. I called Kim, asked Kim to please go to a private room, because I knew she worked in an area where there were a bunch of cubicles, and call me back. She called me back. I said, Kim, I need to talk to you about something. And she said, okay. Then I said, it's not good news. Oh. And so I told her that, we were ending our business relationship and all this kind of stuff. And when she was done, she was like, all right, well, can I tell you something? And I said, yeah. And she said, when I heard you were calling me and you asked me to go to a private room, I thought you were going to ask me out. Because we had a little spark and stuff, but I just got married and she didn't know that. And
I was going to ask you, because I was going to say that was the perfect follow-up to go, now that you don't work here.
That was the weirdest. The other thing, another weird one was Wayne, who was one of my peers, had to lay off 15 people one morning, and then they called me and had me go lay off Wayne. I just told you there's nothing worse than laying somebody off. And to lay 15 people off and then get laid off the same day, that really sucks. Yeah. That really sucks. So I feel for these people. I understand their pain, and I wish that they didn't have to go through that, because it's really awful. The whole process is awful.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen ones that I know are fake, and that's another thing we have to deal with all the time now. What's fake, what's not? But I've seen a lot of the real ones too, about some of the robot stuff. But I also wanted to ask Gary, because Gary's back with us now for a handful of weeks, I think till the end. Forever.
All the way till the end, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you about this, what you know about NVIDIA chips, because I actually heard.
Wait, what? Say that again.
I probably said it wrong.
Say that again.
What did I say? NVIDIA?
NVIDIA.
So, but I wanted to ask you about these, because I know about their supply issues, and I know about some of the other things going on with them, and some trade issues and things like that. But I actually saw the CEO from BlackRock, and I looked, and it's not an altered video, and it's a channel that puts up real stuff, not altered. And he was saying that yes, AI is a problem, but he was also getting to some of the things that we talk about, that data cost is a huge problem, and it's becoming bigger every day. Like every day you're on here, Gary, it's getting bigger. And I know you are probably aware of this. The data centers they're having to construct, all this stuff is insane. That's why I was kind of saying, like, I bet here's what happens. Everybody's going to get their whistle wet with AI. Not that it's not going to be revolutionary. It already has been. But then if you do graphic design, it's going to end up costing you more to use the AI probably than to just do it. Like there's going to be a time where now the plug's going to be pulled on all the freebie stuff.
Well,
and I'm already seeing
the problem
that.
we're already seeing right now is with AI is you go to do something that used to be free, and now they limit to you like 5 requests, and now you got to pay for it or buy tokens
exactly.
Yeah, or something like that. It's no longer free.
But so this is BlackRock CEO, and when he was breaking this down, there was a little segment where he was talking about, because somebody asked him a question about, like, well, what, with the AI, how's everybody going to keep our jobs? And one thing that he argued was, he said, listen, AI is coming. And he did the same thing that most of the people in big positions do. It's here to assist you, not take over, and you'll lateral move. Okay, none of us know that, and not many of us have faith in the government these days. I don't mean that mean. Don't throw me back in the algo YouTube. It's just true. But he was saying that there's not enough chips and power for these AWS servers to be able to go to the extents that a lot of people are saying. And I thought it was pretty interesting that he said that, of all people.
Well, yeah, they're built like power data centers and AI and all that stuff. It's a huge drain on the power grid. Huge.
I've been reading non-gig articles that are just related to, or non-AI, that talk about the power grids and what it could do.
Well, because you got to think that those have to be up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They never stop. If something breaks down in there, they don't pull the power on it. They just hot swap it. The power is continuous, 24 hours a day. It's terrible. And they're building, in fact, NVIDIA, for example, they're moving their production.
NVIDIA? Okay.
NVIDIA. They're moving theirs to, I think it's Phoenix. I believe it is. And so they're building.
But even the moving now and stuff. I mean, I was seeing like getting the parts, getting the chips, it's not. It doesn't matter where you go. You can hide in Timbuktu if it's got the best taxes.
Christopher here in Arizona, they're complaining because now that NVIDIA is moving everything there, they're building data centers and everything like that there to build all these chips, and the power and water and stuff like that. It takes a lot.
Power and water.
Yeah. What do you think cools this stuff?
Arizona's a desert.
They still have water.
Yeah, they steal ours in Colorado. So does Vegas. Look into it, guys. It's true. But so I see Gigan in here, and I do have to mention this too, because Gigan and I were talking last week about, or this week, about some of this stuff, and I was like, you know what this reminds me of? I said, I know it's around forever, but I feel like it's like 3D printers. Remember when like 2 years ago, all we could talk about was like 3D printers? Like, oh my God, you can make a Glock and you can go out and kill people and you can print it in the airport and get through security. And like, you could make a house and you could do anything through 3D printers. Now there isn't 3D printers aren't even in the news. If you Google it, it's like you have to search 6 months ago for a 3D printer story. It's like, where'd this go? Like, it's like hybrid cars. You got to go full electric. Why? The hybrids are the better ones. Like, you're leapfrogging, guys. And so I'm wondering if that's kind of what's happening with the AI too. Everybody got shown so that they'll be more used to it as it starts to spread. But everybody talks about it spreading like wildfire. Maybe, and it probably will, but maybe it doesn't. But I can say this for sure, after what Tom just said about the layoffs, after some of the other corporate layoffs we were talking about here, after what else I saw this week, everybody's been saying oversaturation and the low pay. Like, many of those people will be coming on these platforms.
Yes.
And don't think they won't, because there aren't a lot of options out there, guys. And I'm not being a pessimist. I keep an eye on this stuff. The ghost postings we talked about a couple of weeks ago, they're horrible. I mean, I don't know what jobs really are out there. It's really, I mean, unless you want to work, and it's weird, unless you want to work at like a convenience store, they're not out there. Like, you're not going to get it. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to be a pessimist that far, but I mean, it's crazy.
I think that people definitely have to think outside the box as far as job listings. There's quite a lot of trades positions, labor, things that people don't want to do nowadays that are available in certain areas. But if you're looking for the popular jobs, no, there's really not much.
In any tech related job, you're going to run into AI replacing you. Especially if you're low on the totem pole, something simple that, people like moderators, for example, we used to have moderators. We don't need moderators. We got AI for all that now.
So exactly to my point. So Gary, we talked about this last week when he wasn't here, I believe. Gary actually benefited from AI because he's one person. So he can have it like doing some coding for him. But
it can't code for shit. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. It cannot code for shit.
Well, whatever you are using it for, my point, and whatever, and there's other AIs, whatever some of the other ones are doing that can just terminate a job because you don't need that guy. Places that have all these developers and whatnot are going to be Everybody says there's going to be a parallel job. There's not.
See, Steve, you actually deal with AI a lot when you deal with Curry, for example. Yeah. When you're negotiating bids and stuff like that.
I actually think that's a guy in LA.
That is not a guy in LA.
his pajamas just responding to you.
No, that is 100% AI bot. And you deal with it almost every single day.
Okay, well, it's not smart then, because and I need to say this because Josh was sending me some bid ones, and they said, "Can you do this for two?"
I know.
Sorry, I'm a butcher. For 226.
Josh said he can do it for 170, and the bot comes back and says, "Well, what about 177?"
No, here's how it goes. He goes, the bot was like, "Can you do it for 120 or whatever?" And he's like, "How about 300 or whatever?" And they said, "No, the most we can pay is 170." And he said, "Okay." And then they said, "Okay, 177.25 it is." Like, that's not smart, guys. If that's like the elite intelligence, it doesn't even know basic math. Cheyenne kids could do better than running this AI.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not perfect by no means. Now, and on coding, for example, if you can create something from using AI, it's going to have a lot of bugs. So if you're not a coder and you don't know how to fix it or debug it, you're going to spend more time going back and forth with the AI than I would just to create the program. Now, is it good for, instead of me having to go look through Android docs or Swift UI docs, things like that, I can type it in and then tell it to give me a reference point as well. Yes, that's very much better that way. But when it comes down to simple stuff, it's great. Replacing, like me, one-man show. So if I get an email, I can have it respond to my emails for basic troubleshooting or billing issues, things like that. More complex things, it's going to hiccup, and it's every company right now is trying to tweak their AI. I mean, even my apps, I'm tweaking mine for all my stuff. So it's going to be a never-ending tweak because everything's going to go wrong at some point. And you just got to fix it.
Yeah.
But it is the future. I will say that it is the future.
Oh, I agree too. I was more
and it will make us
the timeline of the real layout.
And it will. I say at least 10 years, minimum. But I do think it'll make us better in some sectors as well. It'll speed up production on things. A computer can do calculations way faster than any human by far. No matter if it's science, math,
even
whatever.
Me?
Yes, even you. I know you're pretty old, but yes, even faster than you.
It's called wise, man.
It's a very complex and multifaceted problem. I mean, there's obviously in the AI imagery and stuff, obviously it's learning from itself now. There's so much AI content out there that the AI is training on itself and then in some ways becoming worse. And I think when you ask it a question and it gives you a wrong result, that could also be a similar thing where it's extracting data from other AI responses and sources, and it might actually be mixing up its information. But there's also
what's strange about that point is one thing I really hate about every AI model out currently is if I start a chat and then I close out that chat and I go to ask it something else, it tries to reference to previous chats and it throws off the whole new chain.
Yeah, and then obviously it's going to happen, but they're going to try to replace certain positions that require the human touch, thought, and nuance that AI obviously doesn't have because it doesn't have compassion and personal experience and stuff to draw from. And that's very essential for a lot of jobs that are still being replaced with it, which is going to be a major mistake. And then there's legal issues where I'm on jury duty right now. And I can't mention any names or specifics, but a case came up where somebody made a fake video of an officer who arrested them and put it on I think they're an influencer. They put it on their channel. And the officers who knew that guy said they literally, it sounded like him, it looked like him, it moved like him. They couldn't tell that it wasn't actually him saying it. The only reason that they knew is because he had his body cam footage to reference for the arrest. And that's the only way that they knew for sure that that's not actually what happened. So now it's being used in illegal ways. So there's all kinds of
and wait till it all gets tied together with a crime syndicate and they're able to swap out the the footage.
Yeah.
I think eventually we'll have to have better cyber laws for AI.
Yeah.
We will. I mean, YouTube
or
already
a Minority
asks you
Report.
when you upload. Yeah, something.
We
YouTube
need to-
already asks you if when you upload if it's AI or making someone seem to do something else.
Yeah.
But
We need to have like laws and ethics and systems in place to prevent abuse and misuse before we're running before we can walk, like way before. And it's kind of terrifying. And I mean, like kids are already losing their minds because they think they have AI girlfriends. Like why haven't we prevented this before it happened? You know what I mean? It's crazy to me.
I don't know if you saw it. I won't belabor the point, but you guys can search for this too. George R.R. Martin, just the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, just won the continuation of a lawsuit that he and several others have brought against OpenAI, ChatGPT, et cetera. They have fed all of their works into it. We need to have some time of discussion about what is truly AI, because a large language model versus AI is a discussion worth having. But Gary and I will save that for another day.
Hey, we don't have enough time on this show.
But the point being that they used copyrighted works to teach these large language models how to do certain things. And you can use what they learned from these works to help write your own fiction based on what these guys wrote. And they're like, I never gave anybody permission for you guys to take my copyrighted work and load it for free into your large language model to make you better.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they win this, it's going to be a class action suit in the hundreds of millions. And I mean, it might be enough to put some of these guys, at least if not out of business, it's going to push them way back, because they're going to have to pay these guys who wrote all these books a lot of money to make up for, what they've been doing. So again, go read that on your own. Maybe sometime, Steve, between now and the end of time, we'll get into a conversation about AI versus large language models and what people are incorrectly looking at right now and saying, "Oh, that's." I
happened to have a show. It's only had eight episodes called The Conversation.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do that there.
So, okay, guys, two things that we'll roll through kind of a little quick and then get into this. I wanted to ask Cheyenne, because I want to keep talking every week about other income streams. I know that I seen her on TikTok more lately than I used to when we did this show for your new stuff. So I just wanted to, I always kind of want to, at least every episode, just put out something that's, even if it just gets the audience thinking, because everybody, even if it's just more gig apps, just get so much going on, have income streams that don't end.
Yeah, well, let's say it's a continuation from the question that I asked on the last, I don't think it was the last week, it was the week before, when I asked people to think about something that they'd like to do outside of, let's say, these apps, the Doordash and all that kind of stuff. So if I continue along that same thought process, and Gary knows this, I'm sure Tom knows this, Acacia knows this, Steve, you know this, but ultimately, when you're thinking about a business, there are 4 things that you need to think about. You need to think about the fact, happy Halloween. You need to think about the fact, is there a demand for it? Do people actually want this? Is it solving a problem? Or is it just something that you're in your house and you're like, oh, this would be cool to do, but absolutely nobody wants it? That's something that you need to think about. Then you also need to think about, is it something that's going to be profitable? Are you going to make money off of it? Because we all know it's very easy to come up with a product and you go to put it out there and nobody wants to buy it, or you spend so much money to develop it and then nobody purchases it. Or think about, you put something on Etsy that you made yourself, but it took you 5 hours to make and you only sell it for $10. That's not going to pay the bills. So you need to think about, are you going to be making money with this? Another thing that you need to think about is the skill, like your interests. Are you actually interested in this? Because if you decide to start a business and you have zero desire, you're going to fail, because owning a business is hard. I'm not talking about when you have these apps that are going out, finding the clients for you. You don't have to do any marketing or anything like that. I'm actually talking about creating your own thing, finding your own people, your own clientele. It gets hard. And to do that, you have to be someone that actually wants to do this. It can't just be, oh yeah, this week I like baking bread, so let me start a bread baking business. And then next week you're like, I can't stand doing this anymore. You're just going to keep starting all over again. And then the last thing would be,
go.
Yeah.
No, go. Because then
and then the last thing would be like viability. Is it something that you can scale? Is it something that you don't have to exchange time for money? Just like we were saying, you know, if you're making something on Etsy, well, that's you creating it. But if you're doing, let's say, like a course, or you have something that, like Gary with his apps, he created it one time. Yes, he updates it, but then there's so many people that can purchase it. So these are 4 things that you got to think about whenever you're thinking, okay, I want to start a business. As I asked you last time, what is something that you like doing that people would pay for? And then think about these 4 things. You know, is it going to be worthwhile? Are you actually going to make money with this? Because there's a lot of things that we can do that could just waste our time. But you really need to think about, do people want it? Can I make some money? Am I good at it or willing to get good at it? Because you don't have to know everything also when you're starting a business. You just have to be further ahead than the person that's actually purchasing from you. If you're growing with them, there's no problem with that. And then can it grow beyond what you can do? So yeah,
you know, a good thing that I've always referenced about business is, I believe it was either the FedEx or the UPS guy, that one of the CEOs said, just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you can't do it. Just do it better.
Exactly.
Or different.
Keep it local.
It is so true. Or different. Yes.
Yeah, or
exactly.
different.
I mean,
or different.
Truly, you probably should localize very much. But one thing I was going to say, though, too, is like, I had somebody say to me who emails me and listens to the podcast. He said to me about a week ago that he does mostly dispatch. He has a cargo van. He's on Curry. He's up north of here. So he's out of this state north of here. And he doesn't see a lot of really anything, but dispatch was keeping him kind of busy. And he's like, man, I don't see nothing anymore. He's like, the only jobs I've had lately is moving sheetrock for my buddy because he lost an employee and he's a little strapped and can't hire a new guy. I said, isn't that your perfect opportunity to go talk to the guy and say, hey, I'm willing to work, not W-2 as an independent contractor because it's not a needed thing. And actually he did followed through on what I said, wasn't thinking about it. So it's, he just overlooked it, but he went and said almost the same thing I just said. And the guy's like working him 3 days a week, like 6 hours a day. And he's like, this is better than the apps. The guy just calls me and says, hey, can you come move all this? And I got this to go to here. And now he's using him like a W-2 employee, paying him a little better than he paid the W-2 employee, and keeping it independent contractor style. I'm just saying, like, that's just your ears being open, because him telling me a story had me say to him, hey, why don't you go ask the guy? And some of you might go, yeah, of course, I would have thought that too, but not everybody does. And so you're doing gig apps. You're literally looking for, should I take this? If something's thrown in your face, don't be looking at your phone at $2 offers. If somebody's telling you he's got work and he's and think about it. If I can't, I lost a W-2 and I can't afford to hire a new one. That's not saying he can't afford work. That's saying he can't afford another worker and all the taxes and everything that goes with an employee. So is it cheating the system? No, you need to be very careful and follow independent contractor law. Do not be like these apps. But
you mean don't start out corrupted and just wait till the government makes you change?
Preferably not.
Minor corruption.
That's how every one of them have came to market. Every single one. It's like the playbook for gig work.
Yeah. But this isn't really gig work. This is somebody who's not going to turn to gig work because he can't afford another employee. There's no way he can afford these platforms. He's looking for a guy like this that will move sheetrock or whatever. And just, hey, man, here's $300. I need you for 8 hours today. Okay. That's a lot. It's just a lot different. I'm just saying, but, and just anything. Just anything. Just get all the streams of income you can, though, please.
I mean, that's how the best small businesses are built, is word of mouth. Like, you do a job for somebody, you did a good job, they tell their friends. And like so many amazing and successful businesses have been built that way. Any skill you have, you can do that with.
100%.
And we're about to get into this major the story, guys. But first, I wanted to, if Acacia wants to run through this, I found it interesting because I already think that it's an interesting space as it is. But did you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, it confuses me a little bit. So a complaint was filed in Virginia, apparently, by this major marijuana company, Jushi Holdings, which I never heard of before now. And I'm not entirely sure why, but they're suing Doordash and Total Wine and More because Doordash delivered a THC intoxicating product or a drink. I believe it's called, what is it? Costello THC Red Cream Soda. So it's a THC drink. But I guess, and I didn't even know this either, that there's legal marijuana products in this state, but the amount of THC that can be in a single product is, regulated. And I guess that this drink has a higher concentration. What was it? I believe 2 milligrams of THC. All right. What is it? 2 milligrams of THC is the limit. And this drink had double in it. Now I kind of get why I think these are competing companies and one company is suing the other company for not following regulation. I'm not entirely sure I understand why they're suing Doordash though. So they were just facilitating a delivery. So
we've told the Doordash story about liquor delivery, and you guys are all rolling the dice. Depends on your state. If you've looked it up, you know what's up. Maybe you're not, but more cases than not, you're rolling the dice because you are not certified to deliver liquor. Even packaged liquor stores have, and like in my state, they have to be tip certified. Can't work for a liquor store and be delivering anything unless you're tip certified. They don't care. It's one of those Uber Connect. You're carrying drugs. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be aware. Just because they're offering something on an app doesn't mean it's. And with the weed, where I'm going with this about the marijuana is that here in Colorado, you need to be recertified every year. You need to take training classes. You need to more than alcohol, and that's in every state. First of all, federal law is getting closer, but it's still illegal on a federal level. But every state that allows it is definitely going over the top in their certifications of what they call bud tenders. Like you have to have like the 4 badges on and stuff. Like, so the point was, why is a DoorDash person A, picking up liquor, but B, why are you getting the THC content stuff? You have no training at all.
So now, is this an alcohol and THC beverage, or because that's something that's unclear, or is it just THC in the drink?
Some liquor stores can sell some edibles and drinks, depending on the state. I didn't know about Virginia either. In my state, it can only be some product. It's not like you can have a dispensary in your liquor store. You can sell a few things.
Okay.
But again, people have to come in, and the people who work in the liquor store have been highly trained. They also have those certifications that you need to know. I don't know. Besides,
but again, why is Doordash being sued though? Because they didn't make the product, and they are not.
Because finally people are getting off their ass, and that's about the topic we're about to get into here. And that's why I know we're going to have a mixed opinion.
Sued because they're the ones who are allowing it to be delivered.
Right. So DoorDash is a tech company when they want to be. We talked about this before, but when they don't want to be, they are a dispatch platform, just dispatching orders to people. And the way they look at it is, here we have a bunch of offers in this, Uber Rides, Connect, where you deal drugs, liquor, which if you don't know what's going on, you might be doing illegally. And because you're an independent contractor, technically they can't. I remember with the rain videos, somehow they made that happen, but you can't even put out a video, like you can't even put out training or like hey, to do this, you must be state certified, because you're an independent contractor. So they're saying, hey, we have this offer. If you want it, you can take it, but you better, obviously, you know about certifications, right? Because you're taking this. You're not stupid, are you? And that's the problem, because the people aren't stupid, but most of them have no clue. They literally have almost every person I talk to, listen, dude, it wouldn't be in the app if it wasn't legal. I mean, Uber Connect is launched 8 times, and we're not talking about it tonight because the rideshare guy did a great job of it. But dude, Uber Connect just again had a major drug bust go down. That's their 8th launch. It doesn't work. It's for drug dealers. That's all who uses it, period.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my point is like, if your answer is it's in the app, it's legal. The apps put out offers. I mean, like if I take like on some of them, Curry won't send me things that are outside my vehicle class, but some of them might say you need a stake bed or higher. And then some guy in a Pinto takes one, and he shows up and it's like, what's going on? Like, do you not understand what's going on? I guess my point is know what you're doing and don't trust the company that most of you I know. Hey, DoorDash, they pay me crap. They treat me like crap. They do this, they're crap. Well, if you think that, then break it down to the T and think, should I be delivering liquor and THC and other things look it up in your state. You're not certified. And definitely THC. None of you are certified unless you're certified. But certification costs money. And without being hired on at a place, you have to pay for all of that yourself. And you would have had to take, some classes and things. And I'm just guessing almost nobody, if anybody, has done that.
See, my dumbass would assume if I'm in a state where THC products can legally be sold, then there'd be like, I would just assume I could just deliver it and it would just like, I wouldn't think there'd be any other special steps, honestly.
And I actually looked this up in my state, Steve. It's legal for anybody, no certification needed, to deliver a THC product. And so, because I thought the same thing.
But you guys only have the THCB or whatever the fuck it is that is killing people in Florida. You don't have like true like THC open laws, do you?
Wait, in Oklahoma or Florida?
In both. I think they both have that weird derivative law.
Yeah. Neither one of them have any, I guess, legalized.
Right. So that right there is a little different too, though. Yeah. When you get true marijuana and dispensaries, they have to train you. Huh. And here's the main reason.
Right. These are THC products. There's a difference between THC products and actual marijuana. Just
so let me put it this way too,
or hemp, I guess is what they're calling it.
THC product.
THC,
so a drink, a candy bar, whatever, flour, whatever you're getting, all has a weight or a classification in milligrams. You are only allowed to buy an ounce a day in the state of Colorado. All of those anywhere selling anything is all computer connected. So if you try and go to one place and not the other in the beginning, that might have been a thing. But now there's a whole system that any place selling it has to type it in. So that's another problem. Because it's the DoorDash driver that's going to show his ID.
Well, no, what I'm getting at here, Steve, is the products that DoorDash is selling aren't actual like weed. It's like the hemp derivative, which is not illegal in almost every state.
So you're talking about that? Even in this case, it's that? Okay.
Right. It's like the hemp derivative.
So what Gary is saying is that, dude, there's something out there. By the way, there's something out there very dangerous to all of you guys. If you do smoke, by the way, try and make sure you're smoking real stuff, because this stuff is in like every bodega and truck stop and whatever, and it'll kill you. It'll kill you. Like it's bad. It's not real weed. It's like, they call it weed, but it's all like synthesized and it's all like, I don't even know, like nothing in there. It's all bad shit for you because they can't, it's in states that can't get it legalized. So they've at least got this, but it's like kids buying cigarettes. I mean, it's horrible. But enough of that. So we're going to move into this here. So the DoorDash Now, DoorDash Now for anyone, anytime. Who likes it and who doesn't up here is how I want to start, because I like it.
I like it.
Perfect.
Yep, I like it.
I mean, one thing I'm guessing is that most people are going to say if they're not platinum or aluminum or whatever, whatever your favorite tier is, you're going to say I hate it. That's my guess on the people that will hate it. They're going to say I hate it because now what have I been doing? and everybody else would say that. But I hope people are seeing it on a deeper level. And I'm going to tell you why, because
see, the reason why I like it is because the whole premise of gig work is to earn money on your own time whenever you want.
yes.
Yeah.
And by forcing people to set schedules or wait for a schedule, well, they can't really earn at their own time.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got busy times versus non-busy times, et cetera, et cetera. But if I just need $10 in gas, I should be able to turn on my app. That's what I liked about Uber and Grubhub. Even though Grubhub actually has a schedule, they still allow anyone to go online. DoorDash could do the same thing. They could allow a schedule and then prioritize people on a schedule versus off. But I'm all for no.
I mean, ours
scheduling.
is transparency, and Gary, from when you were
Right.
here. Before the transparency enacted, though, when you were here the first time,
Right.
You couldn't, and I was showing you on mine, whatever, I couldn't get on any time. I could never open the DoorDash app and just dash now. I could look a week ahead and maybe get a 2-hour block at best. So now I can dash now anytime. That's been like that for a long time. I can schedule, I could schedule half-hour increments, which is the best way to do it, obviously. If you guys don't know that trick, learn that trick. You do 10 to 10:30 or 10:30 to 11, and then 11 to 11:30 or 11:30 to 12. And you do that through the whole day. That way, if one ends, the next continues. But I think that's part of the problem. A lot of dashers are scheduling too, and they can't count on those people to actually come through and dash now. So the bottom line is, though, and this is something that all of us who have fought for the transparency thing on any level need to take a little credit for, and you guys are going to hear a little more here shortly. But some of the stuff we were talking about in Illinois got kicked through to the senators who are working on the portable benefits bill, and they laid down some law with DoorDash, and DoorDash is putting this out themselves because otherwise it's being put out. They're looking at putting that into the portable benefits. Like I told you, all the states are going to have legislation, but this is how it's going to be. Like everybody's like, yeah, but they've had stuff. They just don't follow it. Yeah. This time they're gonna, because they're using now, after all these years, the elected officials, many of them, are starting to understand how this actually works, even in some of the deeper dive holes. Like, wait, what? And one thing that they know for sure is that, let's go to the 8-prong. Is there no favoritism being given? Is everybody given, everybody that's using this, are they given the same opportunity as everybody else? No favoritism. No, because there's tiers.
Yep.
Now the tiers will be kept. So the biggest fight I've had from people is that, or coming back is that, well, yeah, dude, but look, they're still going to have the tiers. Okay, well, they still got the tiers here in Colorado. I never saw DoorDash offers, and I'm not saying it's booming, but Gary knows I used to work maybe 2 hours a month on DoorDash and laugh at it. I do turn it on a little bit every week now because I make money on it. Like I said, I trained my algorithm. It knows what I take. I don't get as many offers, but I can tell you this, and I can tell you this for certain. The closest to the pin gets it, end of story.
I think we reversed roles because you do it more than I do now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So, like, if Gary was here in Colorado and he's a 95% AR and they're in love with his stats, and he's 2 miles from a good paying, maybe not a banger from back in the day, but a good solid, hey, that's a good offer. And I'm sitting outside the restaurant. I get it. I can be 1% AR. I get it.
Good.
And that's what you guys should all realize. Like, I've had people say, but doesn't that just lead to everybody learning what the fishing spots are and just kind of all jam packing 100 cars into that spot? And I'm like, well, when this happened finally with rideshare, what I think it did is it actually contrasted the saturation that they almost have to oversaturate. We know that, but to what level? But it ends it quicker for people, because some people get out there and like, dude, I didn't get anything in. It's like fishing. I didn't catch anything in an hour. I'm never doing this again. They don't get tricked into the BS and get stuck in this hamster wheel for 3 to 4 weeks and go, wait, it must be coming because all these other people are jamming.
Yeah.
No, like it lets people get out there and do that. And it also, when people talk about base pay and stuff, I don't care about base pay. I care about pay. How much am I making at the end of the day? Because I'm not sure. Look, I don't trust them at all. I don't trust that I've gone down this hole with some people that have shown me some stuff here in Colorado even. I don't trust that some reallocations, it's upfront, it's honest, but I don't trust that some reallocation of people's actual tipped money isn't going to other offers. That's not just DoorDash padding. And guys, like we got into a very bad habit over the past couple of years with illegal accounts, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not talking about illegal people in the country. I'm not talking about people who are deactivated and get on Facebook and get one specifically. I'm talking about all of them. And we're finally solving that problem a little bit. And there's 600,000 Amazon people being laid off and other things. Get with the program. I think I've seen all the channels recently getting to this point. Cherry pick, which we've gone back and forth with for years. But I'm telling you, cherry pick, because now we're getting near a point where you are training the algorithm. I can tell you this firsthand from what I've learned. You are training the algorithm on what you will take. And therefore, they won't send you ones that, like, if you only take $1.50 a mile, they're not going to send you 75 cents a mile anymore because that's data.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people when they say, oh, you get better offers if you take them all. It's like, no, you're just teaching them that you will take shit. So they're not going to waste their time sending the shit to other people that they know won't take it. They're sending it to you because they know you'll take it. They want to get shit delivered quick. That's all they care about is getting it delivered quick. They don't care about taking care of you. You know, it's it's as simple as that. Like if I like would only take like a $7, $8, $9 offer for like 2 miles or whatever, like, and I reject everything else, so my AR is 2%, they're not going to waste their time. Because they know it's just going to make the customer wait longer. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I also think that we'll see some offers start to go back. You might see better offers. I do. I just don't see 30 in an hour, but I appreciate that. I hated seeing 30 in an hour. Sitting in my car hearing that stupid dang, looking over to go, what is it, $1? Cool. No. You know, I mean, at some point I'm hitting my phone even harder. Now it's just like, you know, like 2 out of 3 I'm going to take. Maybe I don't love everyone, but it's within my zone. So they've learned that mitigates data cost and that keeps drivers reliant. But I will tell you this, until the day each state pulls the rug out from the tiers, even though they're going to have the Dash Now feature, they're still going to always have the tiers in there, even if they really truly mean nothing at all. Like, let's say that you had to be a tier at least to get a catering offer from DoorDash. Well, there's barely any catering offers.
You have to be a certain tier,
right? But there's barely any catering offers. The whole volume's
not everywhere. I got one, and I have the lowest possible AR.
That means that there were no other drivers available.
Probably.
Because it states you have to be gold or above. Now, whether they do it, I don't know, but that's what it states.
But my point is the old LOP catering, that's all being done through Expedite and other things now. Like real companies handle that, not DoorDash.
Right.
Like DoorDash is the leftover. So, you know, I guess, you know, what I'm saying is they're always going to have verbiage in there that says, hey, this is gold, this is emerald, this is aluminum. You should stay above 90. Why? Even once they have Dash Now all the time, they're going to say you get the better orders because, of course, they're going to keep that language in there. They want people to stay over 90. Of course they do. We want you to take 90% of what we send you. Of
course.
What I would say is like some of those old challenges that I used to see on YouTube. This is where I put that out there for the creators. I challenge any of you to go up against a cherry picker once Dash Now is on and see how much better you're doing being a top, minus a couple markets. Obviously, like Kim's. Kim's market always is sunshine and rainbows and $1 million tips. But minus Never Land. Just kidding, Kim. I mean, I know it's a real place, but but minus like a few exceptions probably like that. That is the case. Closest to the pin will get it, and it only makes sense. That's what they do with rideshare too. Because the sooner that a driver locks on, like I can say this from the ordering side, my options as a customer start going away the farther along the process it gets. So they want to get a driver assigned to me.
Right.
You know, and so now they're like, well, you got one. And like, it's like all of a sudden I can't cancel or something without going through 50 hoops or, And
Yeah.
even then trying to figure it out or whatever, so I'm just saying that they're realizing data costs, all this stuff. And so to the people who are like, well, cool, I mean, we'll still have the tiers. I'm going to tell you, it might not be the first day, but they're not going to matter. And then to the people, I saw a couple people say, oh my gosh, well, that's the end of DoorDash. No, it isn't. It's going to be the strongest survive type deal for a minute.
Yeah,
Find the best fishing hole,
fine.
stick with it, work through some bad days.
Why do they think it's going to be the end of DoorDash? It has zero effect on DoorDash.
No.
It affects
because
it affects drivers, not DoorDash.
Gary, there are some people who truly think that, like, almost to the degree of I wouldn't do DoorDash if I couldn't be 80%.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like,
who really believe that's
effect.
what does it for them.
In fact, if anything, this actually helps DoorDash more, because there'd be a bigger pool of drivers that they can send the offer to that will still try and accept everything.
Yeah.
And to somebody that said to me, this will be the end of DoorDash then in my market because I only get offers because I'm on the tiers. I'm like, or I barely get any as it. So I responded with, I'm like, are you worried about losing out on all those bangers? And I don't even know their market. I just said it because I'm like, there are no bangers left. So I'm cool to say this openly. Like, I didn't even ask the market. I was able to just say, are you just worried you won't see bangers? And then they responded with a laughing emoji, meaning they understood, yeah, there are no bangers. You're right. Like, my point is, the volume's down. The companies are charging way more. They need to expedite the food faster. The food will be expedited faster if Gary's at the pen instead of me 2 miles from the pen. Because also, who knows what I might do? Their algorithm has taught them that. Even the best of drivers, I might accept something and then take a turn. And all of a sudden, even though I'm going to get my metrics hit, it does take a blow to them when these companies are fighting this hard. So I don't know. I actually see a little recalibration. It's not going to fix everything, guys, but I see a little recalibration. And if you claim days and times and parts of your market and teach the algorithm, I honestly believe, not that it's going to be all rainbows, but you will probably have a better experience. I do these days. That's just me.
Right.
But yeah, we have a few minutes left here. I want to, for those that missed it, listen, I was talking to these guys backstage, and I want to give a little plug because I think a lot of you probably don't watch this because you don't do rideshare. I get it. Or you don't watch the rideshare guy Show Me the Money Club. So, but I need you to hear this. So Harry's done a lot of interviews with CEOs and stuff. I know Harry. Gary knows Harry pretty well. We know him pretty well. Those are you're very much, you can't ask everything you want. You can't go down rabbit holes. Show Me the Money Club has been having people on. And just recently, this last Tuesday on the Show Me the Money Club, I told Sergio, I said, that was the best job interviewing one of the rideshare people that I've seen anybody do, or for sure anybody at rideshare guy. And he grilled him just to enough to the limit. But we have a minute. It's a very short video. I want you guys to see this because this is the guy from Lyft. It's the VP of oh my gosh, it's something funny even. It's just the VP.
It shows his title on there.
Yeah. Oh, of driver experience.
Steve, real quick. Sorry, I gotta go. I gotta peace out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Casey.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Wait, now we need. Oh wait, no, I'll be putting it in the middle. So where is it?
Click the button, Steve. Click the button.
See, I want folks, been meeting a lot of them as I talk to drivers who don't even open any other apps because they feel like they can earn and be successful on our platform. If we can create more of that, that's better for our platform because riders will come on, they'll get a quick ETA, they'll have a great experience, they'll have great, service with fantastic driver, and they're gonna come back to the platform. And
I couldn't agree with you more. I think Uber folks are watching this. I'm pretty sure. So hey, Uber, they watch every show, by the way. So so here's the deal. You guys used to be the little tree, and we used to call you the little tree, and then there was the big tree. The little tree has grown a lot. So the little tree is getting more sun. So what's happening now, the little tree is growing to the point that I honestly think, all the new products that you have offered, which none of it will make more money to drivers, but they're good products. And now it seems like you used to get, in the old management, you used to follow Uber. Basically, whatever they did, a couple of weeks later, you guys did it. Now it seems like it's the other way around. Now it seems like Uber is following Lyft with a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing, which I think is wonderful. And it's a testament to you and your management team. And I'm going to put this comment up, and I think this says everything. Loyalty in shares, not car wash discounts. There you go.
Sergio, thank you for having me. I do appreciate it, and I'm happy to come on. I don't and I won't wait a year to come on again, but I appreciate it, and you too, Chris, for thank you for having me.
Let me say one thing before you say anything, Steve. The guy's a liar. Nobody just runs Lyft by themselves. They always multi-app. Uber is still better than Lyft.
I know. Well, okay, yeah, but again, people go listen. You don't need to. I think the whole episode's like an hour 40, and it's actually one of the better.
Posted
episodes.
the link down there.
But the first 35 minutes is this guy who is the VP of, watch it, because right out of the gate, Sergio grills him pretty hard. If you saw my comment, that's when he left. Because my comment, Sergio and I have talked about, he was like, this is the most true one there. He's like, help your drivers out in shares, not car washes.
Yeah, I can pay for my own car wash.
But the guy's like, I gotta go. My point is, go check out that. Gary put the link. Go check out that interview. It was, once the guy leaves, and by the way, this will also entice you to go watch it. When you see that the guy leaves after about 35 minutes, Sergio turns his camera off for a minute because he has to deal with something. And so it's just Chris on the screen, and Chris cuts loose because very few people, I think Gary does, I do, a couple other I know have wrenches in the rideshare guy. Very few do. And I never use it. But there were two different people, one of which who regulars that show, both banned for life because both of them gave death threats to the guy. Chris took an entire pause, put himself full screen, and said, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He treated him, dude. Yeah. He was in the right, but I'm saying he had to literally take a child timeout to go, are you what makes him want to come back?
Yeah, no matter what, I say, no matter what a platform does, it can't be that serious. Even if you get deactivated, it is not that serious. You can always find another job. Yeah, I deleted the second one because he already posted it 3 times.
Okay. We lost Acacia. We lost the middle of our thing. So before we do go, I'm going to put
maybe Cheyenne will now see her city. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
You get it?
Unmute yourself.
You're muted.
Cheyenne.
Yes. So one of these buildings I recognize. I still don't recognize the one that has this thing.
The tower. The little,
the one on that
thing
side.
Is probably for planes and stuff to fly over.
Here's the skyline view.
Yeah, but these are some weird shots of Montreal. This is not the view that people normally look at. When you look at Montreal and the skyline, this is not what you're seeing. You're seeing the Saint Joseph Oratory. You're seeing the Olympic Stadium. You're not seeing this. This is Mont Royal. This is where the rich people are. Nobody goes there.
I understand what you're saying. The only thing that's weird to me though is you could show me any shot of Denver. I'd go Denver.
Yeah, no, not me.
From the air, down straight, from the ground, from the mountains. No matter what you do, Denver.
Nope. Not me. Not with Montreal.
Okay. So we'll go back to the city of gold, Tom's Gold. And we'll let Tom give us some wise words walking out of here. And guys, next week, I completely broke down the cost of the 3 largest bots. And that's the last thing to add on to that Doordash thing too. You guys, the bots that I've been checking into, getting all their pricing, communicating with these scumbags, they do Doordash too. I don't know how some of these work, but those people will be gone because there will be no reason to have a bot on Doordash with Dash Now.
What? You can't have a bot on DoorDash. What are you
I was
talking
wondering
about?
the same thing.
You can't.
Well, they're again, Gary, these are the moody trolls and the companies that like really don't have reputable backgrounds.
Like I thought you meant like bot as in like delivery bot, not a bot as in working.
Well, no, I
with
mean
customers.
the main thing is like the Instacarts and things like that.
Yeah, Instacarts and stuff can have bots, but DoorDash.
I don't know. I
cannot.
mean, like, but they list that they can bots for DoorDash and reactivated within 18 hours.
Yeah, no, they can't. No, they can't.
I'm telling you, that's kind of a standard on. There's a top 3 out there that probably make up about 70% of what I see in the bot tags.
How much do they cost?
They're okay. So you got to buy a key. You have to buy a monthly.
Just give me the amount.
You have to buy a monthly subscription. They're $400 to $600, right? That's just the subscription. Now you need to buy a key to unlock.
I'm talking about the reactivation part of it. How much?
Well, that's and I don't. It depends on like, do you want 60 order? It depends on things like that. Like,
Okay, we'll talk about it next.
But again, yeah, so you buy the monthly subscription, then each time you buy a key, if you do that many delivers, you have to buy another key, another key. And here's what it makes me think: where the hell does DoorDash have enough money to pay the people selling bots 3 times more, 5 times, 10 times more than the shoppers? Like those people are making 10 times what the shopper's going to make by selling you the damn bots. That means there's a lot of money. There's a lot of things going wrong here.
It's probably the company behind it, the platforms behind it. They're trying to get their earnings going up.
And that's what we'll talk about next week. I was going to say Zifty, Instacart. I think maybe they just run their own bots. That's their second company. Oh yeah, we got Instacart. I don't see offers. You should get a bot from this other company we don't know about.
Hey, Zifty, Instacart, if you need somebody to create new bots for you, reach out to me.
You guys, please, at least until next week, do not sign up for any bots until you hear what I tell you, because I got to the last stage you could without giving them information, and what they wanted was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. They basically wanted everything that would steal my identity at any minute. And yeah, no way. But Tom, you got any final words of wisdom for us about the Houston Metro?
Yeah, be safe out there.
Yeah.
Especially tomorrow night. If you're going to be driving, remember you got little idiot kids who are going to run across the street right in front of you because they're more excited about the candy than anything else. And just be really careful tomorrow. Be really careful.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching on YouTube too. Been enjoying that. And we will see you back here next week, and we will go through the bots. You guys can make your own decisions after, but don't let scumbaggery win. Peace, y'all.
Peace.